So we have come to the end of today's session. I've got one more set of slides to show you, the summary of what we have done today. We started off with a discussion on the popular notions of Samatha and Vipassanā, and we have already compiled a list which has been printed out and given to you, right? To think it over. You don't need to fill anything until the end of the workshop. But perhaps you might be able to fill the column on Samatha, because we have covered quite a lot today, and perhaps by the end of tomorrow you should be able to fill the column on Samatha. We also went through the hierarchy of doctrinal authority, explored what are Samatha and Vipassanā according to the Pali Canon, and started on the range of how Samadhi is attained by looking at Vipassanā Sutta. This is the list that has been compiled this morning, and it has been printed out and distributed to you. As for the hierarchy of doctrinal authority, in the early Nikayas, the term sutta in the singular normally refers to just one out of the 9 types of Dhamma taught by the Buddha, whereas suttanta, singular or plural, refers to all the discourses in contrast to the Vinaya. The term sutte, singular, locative, as used in the 4 great references, is therefore something unusual. The ancient commentaries and theras of the past were uncertain of what it actually refers to. As I summarized just now, different people have got different opinions. So in the end, we sort of concluded that perhaps it refers to the cardinal themes and principles of the Buddha's teachings that can be found in whatever has been transmitted down to us, such as the Four Noble Truths, the Noble Eightfold Path, the law of dependent origination, the 3 characteristics, excluding matters related to monastic rules and regulations, because the term Vinaya is separately mentioned. Now, this is very important. Samatha is about how to still the mind in a 4-step process. It is not about objects of focus, whether it is conceptual objects or ultimate realities, whether it is one object or many objects. Nothing is mentioned about that. What is mentioned is how to still the mind in a 4-step process. Now, Vipassanā is about the object of focus, which is sankhara, and how to regard them, investigate them, and develop insightful understanding about them. Now, the problem is sankhara is not defined. Although Vipassanā is defined, sankhara is not defined, and how to view them, how to investigate them, and how to develop insightful understanding about them are also not defined. So that we will have to do some, detective work, looking to other suttas. Now, because Samadhi is the last step in the Samatha process, in the process of Samatha, I compiled this section on the range of how Samadhi is attained in the Pali Canon, because I wanted to find out what type of Samadhi is required in order for one to be awakened. Although most people think that Samadhi equals jhana, from Vipassanā Sutta we know that the Samadhi that is attained using those 5 methods would not qualify as jhana. They fall short of jhana, and yet they are samatha, and they are types of samadhi. Okay, so that's why I've compiled all these different types of samadhi that have been attained in various ways, showing different sequences or patterns of mental factors, mental states. We will go more into that tomorrow, but today we started on with the first sutta called Vipassanā Sutta. So the priority of samatha practice is how to still the mind, a 4-step process culminating in samadhi. And the object of attention during the samatha practice could be anything that can bring about samadhi. It could be a conceptual object, a sensory object, or multiple conceptual or sensory objects, like I said just now. And like I said, the type of samadhi that can be inferred from Vipassanā sutta is very different from the popular understanding of what Samadhi means. The popular understanding of Samadhi is that it is concentrated, it is focused, it is jhana. So this calls for a better English translation of Samadhi that more accurately reflects its wide meaning. Remember that the literal meaning of Samadhi is bring and place properly. Bring and place the mind properly. The grand conclusion of Vitakasantana Sutta shows that not all suttas can be regarded as authentic and accurate unless we read a lot of things that are not stated there into it, which can be rather dangerous. Okay, that's all that we have done today.